Welcome to another episode on the Airborne Podcast. I'm your host, Ajit. That's Big Boy Braz with us. We don't got Thanos on the podcast tonight, but we got another OG. We got Dylon back on the podcast. What's good, bro?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
For sure. It's been a minute since we've done this, but a lot of things have happened. You know, congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks for winning their first title with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
Chris Paul had an opportunity being up 2-0, but unfortunately it didn't go his way, losing 4 straight. But got his first finals appearance, and now free agency is back, and everyone's trying to reload or retool. And I want to talk about some of the moves that obviously happened. Free agency started last night or yesterday evening, and the first 30 minutes was crazy. And I think one of the first trades or one of the first signing trades that went down, there were already rumors about it from before, but Lonzo Ball going to Chicago Bulls in a sign-in trade.
Hallelujah.
For Thomas Satoransky.
It's a good trade.
Sorry?
No, sorry, keep going.
No, it's Thomas Satoransky, Garrett Temple, and a second-round pick. I don't feel like that was really much that they got back. And I seen a meme yesterday saying somebody go check up on Zion because they let Lonzo go for nothing, basically.
Yeah.
But signing trades, usually they're not that sick of deals. If it's just a straight-up trade, then usually it's about pretty balanced. But for signing trade, I'd say sometimes it's just to get small assets.
Yeah, and just to like pay off the salary cap, right? Or to just to basically dump the cap.
Yeah. And
but Satoransky he's not doing too bad. And for his Olympic team, he was doing well. He's like the one NBA player for, I guess it was Slovenia? No, Czech.
Czech Republic.
Czech, yeah. Because Slovenia is this guy, Luka.
Czech Republic is the one that beat us when we came back at the end of the game, right? Canada?
Yeah.
For qualifiers, yeah. So he was playing good, man. He's the best player.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I don't know if he's going to be starting, but if he gets a big role, he might be able to get some good quality stats and stuff.
But I think this trade opens up for Nickeil Alexander-Walker to step up and like showcase his talent. I think he might be called upon, to be the next PG.
I'm glad you brought that up because I thought because we have Goran Dragic in a sign and trade, because Kyle Lowry is obviously gone now, the biggest news for the Raptors, the longest tenure for the Raptors. The Lowry era has come to an end, and he's going to Miami for a 3-year deal. I think it's around $90 million.
Yeah.
And we're getting back Precious Achiuwa, who was a guy who blocked Kevin Durant when Nigeria played USA. And I remember seeing this, but on his IG, he posted that play and that picture, and he put, "Trust me, pal, you're not that guy," to Kevin Durant. So I'm expecting when Kevin Durant comes into Toronto to play him, he's going to get a 60-piece. I think that's why Miami traded him. They knew it was a done deal. But we have Goran Dragic, and he's not going to be part of our team more than likely. And there's 2 teams that we could ship him out to, which is New Orleans and the Dallas Mavericks. From what I've heard in the reports, Dragic wants to go play with Luka because they're both from the same.
He's from Slovenia too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so one possible trade that I thought might work for us, maybe get back at Jalen Brunson as a backup point guard. Josh Green, who's one of their, I think, younger players, and then Dwight Powell, who's a fellow Canadian. We can ease the contract. Yeah, $22 million. He's Canadian. He's coming up an Achilles injury, a year removed, but I mean, right now the Raptors aren't signing any centers, so that's better than nothing, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I think the only
what
thing.
What position does Delano play?
PG, no? Or shooting guard?
Delano is a 6'9" point guard. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, he's a point guard.
Oh wow.
What do you guys think about that? If we got Brunson, Powell, and a young player like Josh Green, are you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Josh, sorry, Dylan, you go first.
No, I know Jalen Brunson's good, and he won, I think, a national championship in college.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we need a point guard per se, because Malachi Flynn can do a good stuff off the bench. I think we need a shooting guard or a combo, something like some points off the bench. I don't think Jalen Brunson brings that. He brings the leadership and the assists and all that, but we need some more scoring from the 2 position.
If you've seen some of his games last year when Luka was injured or someone else was injured on their team, Brunson stepped up in terms of scoring. And the only reason why I said it might be a solid trade is we just lost a little bit of that Villanova flavor.
Yeah.
And Brunson is from Villanova.
Oh yeah.
So the bulldog.
Yeah, he's another pit bull. So like, I think that would be a solid trade. Another thing that I was thinking about with New Orleans, I don't think it's going to happen because they just lost Lonzo, but Nickeil Alexander-Walker, if we can get him off of New Orleans for Dragic, because they're looking for a veteran point guard to help Zion elevate his play and get him into the playoffs, right? So, but I don't know if they're willing to part ways with a young asset like that at this very moment. So that's why I feel like Dallas is more realistic. But you guys tell me, what do you guys think? You'd obviously pull the plug if NAW was available, right?
I would, definitely would.
Yeah, Canadian, Shea Gilgeous too. Like, it kind of gives us a little hope that maybe in the future we can get Shea Gilgeous as well once his contract is done. But I think he just signed a big 5-year one.
He signed a 5-year, I think $172 or $171 million deal.
Yeah.
And if he makes the All-NBA team, I believe that goes up to $207.
Oh, wicked.
And one thing, with New Orleans, I think they did a sign and trade with Charlotte, I believe, or Devontae Graham, sorry.
Yeah, Devontae Graham. Is it official now? I was hearing about it.
4 years, I think, $47 million, I think it is.
You went back to Pelicans, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which is a steal. They know LaMelo and Rozier are their backcourt. That was kind of proven. Even though the year before he was running for 6th man of the year, Devontae Graham kind of fell off this past season.
Yeah.
And that gave New Orleans the opportunity to get him for cheap.
Yeah, I thought Malik Monk was going to be on the move for that team.
Yeah, Malik Monk is also a free agent. I don't think he's coming back to Charlotte. But his problem is consistency. But when he did have moments, he had a couple buzzer beaters. He had a few 30-point games. He drilled about 73s in certain games. So there's definitely potential there.
I heard Malcolm Brogdon might be on the chopping block too.
Oh, no way. He's good though.
Yeah, but he's up there. He's older, right? Him and Oladipo are like almost like what, 29, 30?
Yeah, true.
So
I think he had a long time in college, spent a long time in college.
Mm-hmm.
So he was experienced that way, but now it's catching up.
For sure. The Raptors, we were on the hunt for big men, but it seemed like big men were dropping like flies yesterday. Jared Allen started it off with the 5-year, $100 million contract, going back to Cleveland. They're going to try that pairing with Mobley and Allen, see how that works out. But for $20 million a year, that's pretty cheap. I think the Raptors could have matched that easily, or maybe even offered him more. But I don't think Cleveland was willing to part with that asset, and they would have matched anything that came their way. But what do you guys think? Are you guys upset about that? Because Jared Allen was something that a lot of people thought the Raptors were like a real threat to taking away from Cleveland.
Yeah, they in Cleveland, they have a lot of bigs. So I don't know what they're going to do about Kevin Love, but for us, we could have obviously wanted Evan Mobley. I think that was our first option.
Yeah.
And now you just got to fill in or figure out if we're going to pay positionless basketball or put in Pascal at the center or start Boucher, which is also an option as well.
Khem Birch comes back, right?
I think Khem Birch is going to come back, yeah. But these guys, they have so many bigs. Like you said, Kevin Love, he's probably going to get waived and then probably sign with the Lakers more than likely and reunite with Westbrook and LeBron. And then you got Larry Nance Jr., who's just sitting there who we could possibly trade for. He's not a center, but he definitely can play some minutes at the 5. But, he's developed his 3-point shot and he's a power forward, right? So
fair enough, Phil. Yeah, I feel like Cleveland shouldn't even have re-signed, Jared, what's his name? Allen?
Jared Allen, yeah.
Yeah, Jared Allen. Like, I think, I don't know. I don't know what the hell they're doing. They're hogging all the bigs or some shit. I have no idea, but I don't know. I think Raptors need to step up. I think it's like similar to last year. Last year, we didn't even get any bigs till the trade with Khem Birch. I don't want to repeat last year. I want them to, just step ahead, be more active, and let's see. Even the rookie Scotty Barnes, this guy, I've been seeing a little clips lately. He has potential. Maybe he can help out the 4, Boucher at the 5 again. But we'll see. Let's see how it works out.
And the most surprising one was Chris Paul opting out of his $44 million contract, and we're getting another long-term deal with Phoenix. I think they're repaying him for being able to take him to the finals this first year.
Yeah.
He signed a 4-year, $120 million deal, so he's getting $30 million a year. Yeah, similar to Kyle Lowry, just a longer deal. Trae Young got an extension for $207 million for 5 years. And Blake Griffin is back with the Brooklyn Nets. I think he's going for a minimum. Bruce Brown as well was a restricted free agent, so he signed for a minimum. I want to ask you guys something about the Raptors specifically, because honestly, I'm losing my patience with these guys. Like you said, because of the center position, like we're not signing anybody. You see all these guys like going. Rashawn Holmes expected to sign a 4-year deal, $55 million with the Sacramento Kings again. And Nerlens Noel, I guess he was a little expensive, so I'm glad we didn't sign him, because I think they signed him for $32 million.
$32 million for, oh my God. That's
a 3-year deal though. Yeah, but it's still expensive.
It's expensive, man. I wouldn't pay him that much.
Because he can't even make a bucket in the
free throw. Yeah.
Free throw too.
Dwight Howard moved back to LA.
Yeah. Rob Pelinka, low key, is killing it with these little veteran minimum payments. They signed Ken Bazemore, Wayne Ellington, Dwight Howard, Trevor Ariza. They're going hard. And Kevin Love might go there if he gets waived.
So Marcus Gasol's done there, right?
No, Marcus Gasol is going to finish his final contract here. This is it. Him and Paul Gasol just retired after they lost with Spain.
They done?
Yeah, they're done. They said they're done.
United States eliminated them.
But this will be Dwight Howard's third stint on the Lakers.
He had a pretty good stint the last time until he decided to go to Philly with Danny Green.
Yeah.
But what's it called? I read something about the Sam Decker signing that the Raptors did. I don't know what Masai was thinking, to go up to Turkey to find a guy who's been on Shaqtin' the Fool for so many years.
Yeah.
He's a Shaqtin' the Fool.
I think he has some good experience from the Wisconsin Badgers, I think, with Frank Kaminsky. They had a good team. He's a winner.
Someone in the comment section said that this signing's giving them Linus Kleza vibes.
Yeah.
Because it feels like we're going back to those dark days.
But how old is he?
Who? Sam Decker? Yeah. He's probably in his late 20s for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Because he's been
out of the league for 2 years, and he's probably 25, 26.
Every team kind of wants that white boy shooter. We don't have Matt Thomas anymore, so Sam Decker will be a good guy. Like, he's a good size as well.
He brings size, yeah. He's like a 6'8" forward. Steph Curry got a $215 million extension for 5 years. Oh, sorry, not 5 years, 4 years. Now, is Steph Curry
signed until 36 then, right? Or how old is he now?
He's 33, I think.
Yeah.
So he's good.
But the thing is, with Steph Curry, they had him at like a bargain at one point, right? When he was winning the championships with Kevin Durant, and even the first one they won, like he was on a 4-year, $40 million deal, only getting 10 mil.
Yeah.
So right now, I think they're just compensating him for whatever money he lost in the past due to his ankle issues. But this guy's made about $420 million in the last 2 contracts if he completes this one. And I don't know why the Miami Heat extended Butler, because they had time for that, but they committed so much money to these 3 guys. They gave Butler a $184 million extension for 4 years.
Yeah, they should have waited, before hopping on that, and they could have gotten a little cheaper,
I think it's because they, how Chris Paul took the Phoenix Suns to the finals.
Yeah.
I think because he took Miami to the finals of the bubble, I think they're just kind of.
Oh, it's universal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I don't think he's a number one option. I definitely think Kyle Lowry is going to help with Bam Adebayo. I think Bam Adebayo is going to have a career season, like how Ibaka did the final year they were together.
Oh, yeah.
But Bam Adebayo obviously has to work on his 3-point shot. But I don't think that the Kyle Lowry signing is going to take them to that top tier of the Eastern Conference. I think Milwaukee.
He'll develop those around him. He'll develop the Bam, the Tyler, the Duncan, like those guys. He'll develop those individuals to be stronger and smarter player.
Yeah. Milwaukee and Brooklyn are in a class of their own.
Mhm.
But I do think that the PJ Tucker signing with the Heat was pretty underrated.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
know
huge.
Don't know how Pat Riley's pulling these moves, but definitely working.
I mean, it's also the South Beach factor of playing in, South
Yeah,
Florida.
right?
Yeah,
I really thought though, like it made sense, like Larry would jump on the Miami Heat train because of the fact that the last 2 years we've basically been in Florida, the Raptors,
yeah.
right? We were in Orlando for the bubble, and then we were in Tampa.
Yeah.
So making the transition to Miami wasn't that hard of a sell because he's already been in Florida for 2 years.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Um,
easy for his kids and family to move as well.
Yeah, I think he won. I mean, at the end of the day, I think he's going to come back and sign that 1-day contract that we all hope Vince Carter was going to sign one day
Yeah,
before he retired.
Yeah.
I think he's going to do that. But
I hope so.
I
think he
don't.
will, yo. And I think he's gonna. I think he'll get a statue as well, yo.
He is going to. I mean, bro, like at the end of the day, like you know he's going to get the statue. His jersey's going to get retired, and he's going to sign the 1-day contract. All his accolades are from Toronto. He never had a solid career before that.
Yeah, he did.
Like it was basically a match made in heaven, right? Like we both needed each other at that time, and we both elevated, and we both got what we wanted, including and when I say both, I mean the franchise and Kyle Lowry.
Yeah. And what's funny is Larry was a mistake, Like we weren't supposed to keep him this long. He was supposed to be traded to I think Phoenix for Steve Nash. I guess that deal didn't work out, and then boom.
Oh no, I know what you're saying. That summer of 2012,
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry was kind of
playoff run.
Kyle Lowry was like the afterthought. We were supposed to initially get Steve Nash,
Yeah.
and is like but he was already old. But he ended up going to the Lakers.
Yeah.
And then we got Kyle Lowry through a trade for Gary Forbes and a first-round pick, who ended up turning into Steven Adams in OKC because they used that trade to get Harden to Houston. Overall, I'm not mad at Kyle Lowry for leaving. Obviously, I'm sad. I think we all are.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Not too, but let him move on. We can't really afford his contract that he's asking for.
I think, yeah,
it doesn't fit the timeline anymore of our players and team.
I think the realistic thing is like, do we really want to pay an older point guard $30 million a year just to kind of be a veteran in the locker room, right? Like that's not worth it.
It's kind of expensive.
I mean, he's rubbed off on Fred VanVleet, Pascal, OG, so like those guys can take over that spot. But what made me sad was looking at that old picture of Ibaka, Marc Gasol, Lowry, those guys, and then they grayed out the people that left.
No, they didn't grade them out. They're doing like the Game of Thrones, the Avengers, where Thanos snaps them and they fade off slowly. They're doing that kind of thing.
Oh, you saw that picture? I saw the black and white one.
Oh, I saw that. That kind of sucks though.
Who's left in the picture?
The three young dogs.
Anunoby, Fred VanVleet, and Pascal.
It's from the magazine. Remember the Slam magazine we had after a championship? That magazine.
Oh yeah. So there's no Kawhi.
No. This was the year after he left. That summer he left. What do you guys think about the Knicks re-signing Derrick Rose and giving Evan Fournier a 4-year, $78 million contract?
Oh, Knicks signed Evan Fournier?
Yeah, Knicks signed Evan Fournier, yeah.
Oh, that's huge. I like him. Evan Fournier's good.
And they re-signed Derrick Rose to a 3-year, $43 million deal.
Jeez, that's a lot of money for him, yo.
I mean, he resurrected his career a little bit, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, he was on the Knicks before. He had a couple good games. But where was he before this, Derrick Rose?
He was with Minnesota. He was with Detroit.
Yeah, in Detroit he was kind of falling, but I guess New York kind of revived him. He likes New York.
I think his upscale, like his value started going up after he dropped that 50-point game with Minnesota. And then he got shipped over to Detroit. And then he was like, he's a solid backup point guard. And when he was on the Knicks, especially during this playoff run when Julius Randle was nowhere to be found, Derrick Rose stepped up, bro.
100%.
But he just got tired out because he was chasing Trae Young everywhere. He can't be the number one option for offense and defense, right?
No, fair enough.
So, like, he does really well against second unit guards where he doesn't have to play that much defense, so he can go off on the offensive end. But Julius Randle was like Pascal Siakam. Derrick Rose had to pull the load, and that's why it ended up being their downfall.
I forgot.
Any news on John Collins?
John Collins and Atlanta are having issues with the extensions right now, but I think if I'm the Raptors, I'm gonna put an offer in.
I don't
Especially
think we're looking for any big men or center right now.
we have to, bro. Like I don't want to go into another season waiting till trade deadline to get a fucking center. Like that's so annoying.
Maybe Baines might step it up.
I hope that guy. You know, another thing.
I don't know.
No, Baines needs to get the fuck out of here. But Rodney Hood, I thought we were gonna pick up his $10 million thing and use it as a trade asset, but they ended up waiving it, and now he signed with the Milwaukee Bucks for minimum.
Jeez.
That's a good fit for him. I mean, their wings are kind of their weak spot right now.
Yeah, that's only if you
The
can.
bench.
That's only if you can stay on the floor, though.
Yeah.
He's been injury prone for his whole career.
He's good though. He was good, sorry.
What's the news on Damian Lillard?
I heard the
Damian Lillard-
Raptors are out for him.
He's not going anywhere. I don't think. I think he's gonna give him one more year. He's gonna give him one more year, see how it goes, and then he's gonna call for a trade. I think him and Bradley Beal both.
Oh yeah.
But what I wanted to say was Andre Drummond, bro, going to the Philadelphia 76ers. What do you guys like? Dwight Howard and him just switch spots. I'm surprised that he didn't get more money offered to him. I don't know why the Raptors didn't sign him. If we're tanking, sign Andre Drummond for minimum.
Well, he's going back to where he started, right? Andre. Wait.
Maybe we're just gonna tank again.
He's in Detroit.
Sorry, I thought you said Andre Iguodala. Sorry.
No. Iguodala might go back to Golden State though. There's a chance. But But Andre Drummond though, backing up Joel Embiid after Joel Embiid roasted him for 3 years, saying he's rent free.
Yeah, that's a weird signing to me. I don't see why. What they always said Andre Drummond. I think he made All-Star once, but
There's gonna be like
he's always overrated.
Yeah, I mean his play is old school, and I definitely don't think he's gonna gain any value playing a backup role to Joel Embiid. It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
If he wanted to go to a place, he should have went to a place where maybe not a playoff contender, but like someone just like flirting around that playoff line, maybe. Like, you know, like a Sacramento. Go to Sacramento, be a solid center there, and you can get your numbers up, you know? Because he's an easy 12 and 12, like in his sleep.
Yeah.
He can get 12 points, 12 rebounds easily. I don't know. That's a weird signing to me.
Seems like he's just trying that DeMarcus Cousins chasing a ring, but I don't think he's going to get a ring anytime soon.
But he's not getting a ring at all. You know who I'm happy for? Former Raptor Norman Powell. I think I talked to Brad
He
about
got the
this.
bag.
He got the bag. He got a similar contract to Gary Trent Jr., just a couple more years extra on his contract. He got a $90 million contract for 5 years. And Gary Trent Jr., the Raptors re-signed him to a $54 million deal for 3 years. So they're both getting 18. Also, Duncan Robinson got a 5-year, $90 million extension.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all these shooters, they're getting rewarded right now with these. I think that's like kind of like the standard right now, 90 million, 5 years. If you have the bird rights in person, I think the advantage for us with this trade is the fact that Gary Trent is so young.
Yeah.
And I think the third year is an option, but we have 2 years with him. He's only 22 years old, and he's already set his career high with the Raptors with 44 points, right?
Yeah, and he has a good personality too as well.
Yeah, he's mad chill. He's mad chill, and he gets along with our players. He's really close with OG apparently, and he wants to be in Toronto.
For sure, yeah.
What do you guys think about the Mike Conley signing? I honestly didn't think Utah Jazz were going to re-sign him, but he got a 3-year, $72.5 million deal.
Yo, they got Rudy Gay as well, so they fit. So they fit. I think Utah is trying to make some noise, yo.
Utah.
Yeah, but they need to kind of get more scoring from the big man position.
For sure.
You're talking about, well, they had Derek Favors, and I think they shipped him out to OKC, right?
Yeah, he was a good backup as well. Or was he starting?
No, he was backup because Rudy Gobert, right?
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert. Sorry?
Go ahead.
No, you were saying Ingles, right?
Ingles and Bogdanovich, they're good, and they're kind of like in between positions. They're not really a 4, not really fast enough, or athletic enough for the three, but they're kind of in between.
Mhm.
They're good and stuff, but they need post scoring.
Golden State is looking to trade for Joel Ingles, is what I heard.
Yeah.
I think I don't know what you guys think about this. This is just something I've been thinking about for a while now, since the draft night. Would you guys be willing to part ways with Pascal Siakam to get Moody and Kuminga?
Moody and who?
And Kuminga, the 7th and 14th pick for the Golden State Warriors. Moses Moody.
Yeah, that's
John
a good idea.
Yo, I wouldn't. I don't know. I feel like for Siakam, I'll give up like I wanted a vet 5.
Yeah, you're gonna obviously get some contract fillers. But I'm
I
saying,
think one thing they were discussing was with the Dallas Mavericks swapping for Porzingis 1-for-1 straight.
would you do that though? Because I mean, Porzingis is not that much younger than Pascal. If we're going back to retooling or rebuilding, I'd rather go for the younger talent that was in the draft.
Yeah, well, we can get. He's a good quality talent.
Because Moses Moody is a bigger guard, and Jonathan Kuminga is definitely one of those OG Anunoby type players who has length and definitely is really dedicates his life to the defensive end.
Same thing with Scotty Barnes though too.
Yeah, but Scotty Barnes is a rookie, right? So like they can all grow together, kind of in a sense, right?
Yeah.
If you look at the timeline for Golden State, they only have a few more years left. So why not add Pascal? Because Pascal, with that type of spacing and being a number 3 option, that's how he exceeded expectations when Kawhi was in town, right? With the Raptors.
Yeah.
So I think with that type of spacing, they're not going to be able to double team Pascal. And he's a pretty solid playmaker to dish it back out if they do try to double team him.
Yeah, I think he'll work well with Draymond Green as well.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. That's just an idea. I thought, honestly, I was with Dylan when draft night happened, and I honestly thought that they were going to make a trade.
Yeah, me too. I thought they were gonna move up. I thought they were gonna go to the 3. Maybe get Mobley. What's his name? Mobley.
Evan Mobley.
But it didn't work out. And I thought since we lost on Evan Mobley, I thought we were gonna get Jalen Suggs and end up getting this guy. So let's see. I'm hearing good things about Scotty Barnes. So let's see what's good.
Chicago, I do want to get back to those guys for a second because they also signed Alex Caruso from the Lakers.
Ooh.
They got a 4-year, $37 million deal. So you got Lonzo and Caruso, former Lakers, heading to Chicago to team up with Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic.
Yeah, Chicago's on the verge.
They were on a big. They gave their draft pick to Orlando, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were a big disappointment. Supposedly supposed to make the playoffs, but I guess injury bug on Zach LaVine kind of caused some issues.
Yeah, and Nikola Vucevic, I mean, he didn't get a proper opportunity to mesh with the team. But one thing that they still have an asset that they can use is a sign and trade with San Antonio, Lauri Markkanen for DeMar DeRozan, bring him in to Chicago. I know DeRozan has an interest in joining Miami, but they don't got the cap space. Lakers don't have it. Clippers might be able to. And then you got the New York Knicks. Like, you got all these teams that want him, but I think Chicago makes the most sense because at least San Antonio gets a young asset in Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah.
I think one team that is going to be doing something is, in my opinion, Boston. Have been very quiet. And obviously they know they have Tatum, who's a A-level player.
Mm.
So if they don't keep him happy, Tatum's going to consider his options as well.
I think a Dame Lillard, Jason Tatum combo would be nasty, but Jaylen Brown is an asset they're gonna have to give up probably with Marcus Smart. They just got rid of Tristan Thompson to Atlanta.
That's so funny.
Sorry?
That's so funny. Thompson is like going around the league. I thought Thompson would be like a good fit for them, but he's just bouncing around the league now.
And they had Moses Brown. I thought they were gonna keep him, but they shipped him out for Josh Richardson, which doesn't make any sense. And they lost Evan Fournier in free agency. So, and they lost, I mean, Kemba's gone too. They got Al Horford back, but I don't know.
That's a good fit for them. Like Al Horford, he knows the system.
Yeah,
but he have a new coach. That's another new thing too.
Yeah, who was it? Udoka, right?
Yeah.
But their best year, I mean, Al Horford's best years was with Boston, aside from Atlanta, and his fit in Philly and OKC obviously wasn't there. But I do think that they do need a point guard, and they don't have that right now because they lost Kemba for nothing. I mean, they didn't lose him for nothing, but I mean, I think they would have loved to have Kyle Lowry, but obviously they didn't have the assets for it. And I think George Hill just got waived, so I don't know if they're going to sign him. They got waived.
Yeah, I think they're going to move Brown. They have to move Brown. I think one thing I was thinking about is the St. Louis connection. Bradley Beal and Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
So I think that might be something that'll be interesting. And if they're going to trade Brown, they have to trade for someone that Tatum likes.
Boston's still a playoff team, but obviously with the talent they have, they're trying to get up to that upper echelon to contend for a championship, especially after having like the last 3 out of 5 years in the conference finals, but not being able to make it past that round. Another shooter that was signed was Tim Hardaway Jr. He had a 4-year, $72 million contract. You know, bounced around with New York and the Mavs a few times, and he's finally kind of found a home.
Jeez.
And Batum also re-signed with the Clippers. And Campaign, you know, Westbrook's buddy. He's going to be the backup point guard for the Phoenix Suns for the foreseeable future.
I didn't know he was on the Raptors. He had a stint on the Raptors too.
He had it for a bit, but he didn't get any playing time. He was in the 905 for a bit, but he has a 3-year, $19 million contract with the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
And Bobby Portis, I mean, he could have made money elsewhere, but he decided to stay with the reigning champions.
Stay loyal.
Something PJ Tucker wasn't willing to do because he went and signed with the Miami Heat. And Jeff Green and Jermichael Green both, Jermichael Green re-signed with the Nuggets, but Jeff Green signed with the Nuggets a 2-year, $10 million deal.
Oh, wow, I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't stay in with Brooklyn.
But 2-year, 10, he probably would have got a minimum.
Yeah, he probably would have got a 1-year contract with them, so he wanted the extra year. And TJ McConnell, someone who's been, you know, an underrated player for a long time. A lot of teams didn't really look at him like that. He re-signs with the Pacers for a 4-year, $35 million contract.
Oh, that's pretty good. What did Corey Joseph get?
Corey Joseph got waived by the Pistons. I didn't understand this. He got waived for the Pistons, and they got re-signed again for a 2-year, $10 million contract by the Pistons.
Oh, wow.
I don't get how they waived him and then re-signed him. It didn't make any sense to me. But
he was cheaper, no?
Yeah, I mean, they waived him, but I didn't think they were allowed to pick him back up after they waived him because the same team, right?
Yeah, it's true. I know, yeah.
But then they signed him for a cheaper contract because they had Kate Cunningham and they got Killian Hayes. They got a pretty nice.
They got a couple of Canadians, Kelly Olynyk as well.
Yeah, they got Trey Lyles and Kelly Olynyk. Kelly Olynyk signed a 3-year deal for $37 million with the Pistons.
Jeez.
And I think Trey was like a 1-year, $5 million deal, I believe. They're just trying to get shooting around. They're just trying to get shooting around Kate Cunningham. Because they got young guys like Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart. So like those young guys are just trying to make them all mesh. And JaVale McGee, Chris Paul recruited him to the Phoenix Suns for a 1-year, $5 million deal.
Jeez. Oh, man. NBA is crazy this year.
Dwayne Dedman re-signs with the Heat for a 1-year deal. And Will Barton re-signs with the Nuggets for a 2-year, $32 million deal.
Shit. Oh.
$16 million for Will Barton. Well, I don't know if that's really worth it, though, to be honest. And then you got Boban re-signing with the Mavericks. And then you got Reggie Bullock also signing with the Mavericks and leaving the Knicks.
Trae Young got a bag, eh?
Yeah, Trae Young got the bag. And Zach Collins, who's had an injury history for the last few years, the San Antonio Spurs picked him up for a $22 million deal for 3 years. They also signed Doug McDermott. 3 years.
I like him.
3 years, $42 million deal. He had a pretty good year with the Pacers.
Yeah.
And Alec Burks, another guy who had a pretty good season with New York, re-signs with the Knicks, 3 years, $30 million. Sterling Brown's another player that signed with the Mavericks. I'm sure it's a 1-year deal. A lot of these contracts, they haven't fully been done yet because the signings don't officially happen until Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But Torrey Craig also signed with the Pacers. He had a 2-year, $10 million deal.
He was on the Suns, no?
He was on the Suns. He was on Nuggets and Suns, and now he's on the Pacers.
Yeah.
David Nwamba, Rockets, free agent, signs a 3-year, $15 million deal.
I'm looking for some rumors as well, but I think a lot of the stuff is going to happen after Friday, officially.
Signing's done, right?
Yeah.
Mo Harkless re-signs with the Sacramento Kings, 2-year, $9 million deal. And Kork Maz is re-signing with the 76ers for a 3-year, $15 million deal.
Oh, shit.
Alex Len had a pretty decent season with the Wizards. He's signing with the Sacramento Kings. He was already on their team before, so this is like his second stint. And Muscala re-signing with the Thunder. 2-year, $7 million deal. And you got Solomon Hill re-signing with the Hawks for a 1-year deal.
Jeez, everyone's re-signing, but like, yo, rapidly make some moves.
Yeah, even Cody Zeller, bro. Like, Cody Zeller would have been a solid center for us if we just picked him up for a minimum.
Yeah.
He signed with the Portland Trailblazers for a 1-year deal. Daniel Tice, the Rockets signed him. Bro, Daniel Tice was a perfect piece that could have fit. He signed a 4-year deal, $36 million with the Rockets.
Mm-hmm. He was on Chicago, right?
Yeah, he was on Boston and then Chicago the final year last year. And Goji Jang signs with the Atlanta Hawks on a 1-year, $4 million deal. Like, I'm just looking at all these centers that are literally just falling like flies. And the Raptors could at least try some of these guys, right? Like, I don't understand. Is it because they think Kem Bridge is a for sure thing and he's going to be the future for us?
Who knows? We'll see. Come on, Kem Bridge, though. He's good. I like him. I like his power.
But Kem Bridge is like on not like older side, but like he's basically 92. He's our age, right? So like, are they gonna like? They're not willing to sign these older players, so why go for an older center? Why not try to go younger if we're not really competing, right?
That's true. Oh, that's fair enough. No, I get it. But I think Kem Bridge will help us out.
But I honestly don't like. I know it's because Freddie Gillespie's there. They want to keep Kem Bridge, I guess. So we have those two as a backup center. But do you think this is it for the Toronto Raptors, or do you think there's some bigger moves to come?
I think this is it.
You think so? I think 1 or 2 moves will happen. I don't know if they'll be like big, impactful, but we'll see.
We're looking at a starting lineup right now. Freddie, Gary Trent, OG, Pascal, Kem Bridge. Second lineup's pretty solid too. With Scotty Barnes, Malachi Flynn, Chris Boucher, DeAndre Bremley,
Utah Watanabe.
Utah, and then we hopefully leave Baines.
Utah has played pretty well in Japan, but I don't know how that's going to translate to our season.
Well,
he's good, yeah. He's a two-way player. But I mean, the second lineup's pretty solid. Our starting lineup's pretty solid as well.
Yeah.
We have rooms for, even if there's any injuries, we still have 11th, 12th man are pretty good with, I don't know, the situation with Jalen. I don't know his last name. What's his last name? No, the rookie we had last year.
Oh, Jalen
Harris. Jalen Harris.
Yeah, I don't think he's back, but he would have been a good.
I think he's suspended or like he's expelled.
1 year anti-drug, yeah.
1 year, yeah.
Yeah, so he's
not. Hey, he's still a good player as well. Coming back, he's going to be obviously working in the lab, cooking up his moves. And he was surprising.
The Raptors, right? I think he's going to go.
I don't know. I mean, it didn't say he got cut or anything, but I don't know. We'll see. The Raptors, with that center power forward position, I heard that Pascal might get traded to the Washington Wizards to pair up with Beal because they're trying to work on Beal now. And we might get like Kuzma, Thomas Bryant, Rui Hachimura. And some.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, there's a situation there where we can get younger like that, which I'm looking forward to because if we can get Kuzma, Rui Hachimura, those are good power forwards, bro. That, Kuzma looks like a dirtbag right now because he can't play with LeBron. Like, a lot of people can't always play with LeBron, so he looks like shit right now. But those few years when they didn't make the playoffs and he had the opportunity to score, he dropped 38 points in a certain game. Like, he had 30 pieces all the time. He can play. His defense has got a little bit better, but I honestly think if we're trying to get younger, I think that's the route to take. Ship out Pascal to Washington and get those young pieces. Because Thomas Bryant was a pretty solid center who can rebound and shoot the three.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree with what you're saying.
This is the first day, basically 24 hours almost, of free agency. We'll see how it ends up. Summer League is right around the corner. I think it's starting in a few days.
That's going to be fun. Yeah, I think it's Friday.
Yeah, Malachi Flynn's going to get his first summer league stint. Scotty Barnes is probably going to be there.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm looking forward to that. But any final thoughts about any of the free agency moves? Free agency moves you thought, kind of caught you off guard? Or
I think the Lonzo Ball coming off guard, didn't think about Chicago. I also think...
Yeah, I'm proud of him. He got a big deal, and people kind of thought he was going to be playing in China a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But same thing, playing with LeBron was tough for Lonzo. And essentially, he couldn't be himself. But playing with Zion resurrected his career. So it kind of shows the effect of playing with different kind of superstar players.
For sure.
So I'm actually excited to see how the rookies do as well. I'm kind of more excited for the backcourt tandem of Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Excited to see that. And their other rookie they drafted is also pretty good as well. So Houston, to me, I know they're projected to be a very, very low lottery team. But I'm excited to see what they do with their picks as well. They have a lot of picks.
Yeah, they got John Wall, they got Jalen Green, they got Kevin Porter Jr., they got Christian Wood. They got some good pieces.
Yeah.
I really was hoping that we were able to do a sign and trade with Kyle Lowry for Lonzo. That's what I was hoping. That didn't work out. But Lonzo with another guy that has bounce like Zach LaVine and maybe DeMar DeRozan in the sign and trade, that team looks pretty good.
Yeah, and they're very good on defense. Underrated defensive team.
Well, if you
they
put
don't score a lot, though.
Yeah, if you put Lonzo and Caruso on the guard position to defend, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and I think Thaddeus Young was on there too.
Yeah, I think they might use him for a sign and trade if DeRozan is a piece that they're going to go for.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any final thoughts? Appreciate both you guys coming and talking about this because, bro, basketball season is officially back.
I'm excited. Let's do it.
How sad, for those few months where the Raptors weren't involved in the NBA, bro, it bothered me so much. And we finally got some Raptors news. Obviously, it's not the best, but I'm still looking forward to the new players that are on the roster.
Yeah, we'll see how Delano does. 6'9" point guard from Rexdale.
Yeah, that'd be dope. I'm excited.
Scotty Barnes is coming off the bench as a 6'9" point guard too, though.
That's what he says, yeah.
Florida State, but we'll see. I really hope that this isn't the finishing touches to the roster. I feel like I don't want Aaron Baines there. Stanley Johnson, please do not re-sign. Rodney Hood, I wish we picked up his contract to trade, but that didn't work. Shout out to my boy Kyle Lowry for the 9 years he gave us, the 9 amazing years of memories, positive memories, the best 9 years of Toronto Raptors.
Of my life. The best 9 years of my life, for sure.
Kyle Lowry over everything, Grote.
I'll miss you.
I love you, Kyle.
It's gonna be weird.
Love a kiss, Kyle, please.
It's going to be weird to see him in a Miami Heat jersey, even though they're similar colors, but oh my God. He wanted to be with Jimmy Butler, wanted to play with him because he's the godfather to Jimmy Butler's daughter.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, they're really close like that. Him, Rudy Gay, DeRozan, they're all that's his roster.
Oh, that's sick.
But yeah, I mean, we're going to probably come out with another video, but a tribute to Larry, bro, because he deserves that much from all the Raptor fans. But yeah, for sure. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't liked the video, make sure you like it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to it. What are y'all waiting for? Stop slacking, bro. And I know it's been a long time, but we appreciate all the love and support. But yeah, keep in tune with us. But till then, stay blessed, stay woke, and please stay safe. Peace.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The price I want for sure you gon' need.